This video is about diamond colors. It's brought to you by QualityVintageEngagementRings.com. Although this video is going to focus specifically on diamond colors, I did want to touch just really quick on the topic of diamond value overall. There are other factors that are taken into consideration when a diamond value is being determined. And you can see them listed right here. These are what is known as the 4 C's in the industry: the cut of the diamond, the clarity, and the carat weight. And, of course, the color. Those are all taken into consideration when a diamond is being appraised. This video will focus specifically on just diamond color, but we'll have some other videos touching on the other 3 topics as well. Now, diamond colors refers to specifically the interior body color of this stone. Some people don't even realize that there are different types of colors of diamonds, but there are many different colors available, and many times the color of the diamond is just a slight shade. It's not a very noticeable color, but it is there, and it can be viewed very strongly under the microscope. But the human eye a lot of times can't determine a big difference in the color unless it's a drastic color change. Because there are lots of diamond colors, there's not really a specific color that is best for every single ring. You need to choose a diamond that matches your personal preference. It's really just a matter of taste, and it depends on the type of metal that you have and the setting that you're using. For example, if you've got a setting that's based in yellow gold, it's okay to go with a diamond that is a little bit more yellow because you're not going to be able to tell the difference compared to a colorless diamond versus a yellow diamond in that type of setting. Now, the diamond color does affect the price of the stone. Diamonds with a slight bit of color or a little bit of hue to them are less expensive than, say, a colorless diamond. The colorless diamonds are very rare, and so that makes them, of course, more expensive. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's also what is known as fancy colored diamonds, and those are also rare and more expensive. Those fancy colored diamonds are specific colors that you can actually see the hue in the stone, such as pink or green or orange, and we're going to touch on that just a little bit later, a couple slides down here. Now, the diamond colors are rated in a structured format. The GIA color grading scale was put together to make sure that it was uniform across the board. The diamonds are rated against a white background. If you put the diamond against a different color background, such as black or any other color within the color spectrum, it may bring out colors in the diamond that are really not there. So in order to get the true color of the diamond, it must be rated with a white background. And additionally, the ratings do occur under a lamp. That lamp it simulates daylight, just so that the light's clear enough that they can determine the actual characteristics of the stone and get the full picture there. Okay, here is the actual chart of diamond color ratings. You can see that a colorless diamond is rated as a D, and then it goes down from there all the way down through Z. And the further down the chart you go, the more color the stone has. If you're looking to try and get a cheaper diamond, it's usually better to go a little further down, because of course the colorless diamonds are going to be the most expensive on this chart. And if you go down to, instead of getting a D, if you choose to go with like an E or an F, or maybe even a G, H, I, or J, anywhere within that range, it's still going to be a good looking stone, but it's not going to be quite as expensive as a colorless diamond. And as a matter of fact, many people don't realize this, but the difference between colorless diamond and colorless to the human eye, just within that range of D through F, is really not that big of a difference to the human eye. You can tell the difference under magnification, but if you're looking to save some money on your stone, definitely go with an E or an F instead of a D, and the stone's still going to look great, and no one's going to know the difference. Of course, if you're wanting to make sure that you're getting the highest quality diamond possible, you can go with that colorless diamond, but if you're concerned about your budget, go with a diamond that has a little bit more color to it. Now, colorless diamonds, like I mentioned earlier, they are very rare, And so that does make them more expensive than the typical diamond that does have some color that falls within the other sections of that chart that we were just looking at. The reason that these colorless diamonds don't contain any color is because they have less chemical impurities. And so they're basically cleaner than the other diamonds. And those chemical impurities is what causes the color to show up in the other diamonds. But again, it's hard to distinguish between colorless and near colorless. So if you're wanting a good clear stone, you can go anywhere within the top of that chart, anywhere between D through F, and still get a great looking stone. But as you go down the chart just a little bit, then you'll start saving some money on the stone. And if you save money, you can always go with like, a bigger carat weight, or get a nicer setting or something else, because you don't have to spend that extra cash to get a diamond that looks better under the microscope. Fancy colored diamonds, I mentioned those a little bit earlier. They do have their own color rating scale. That scale that we looked at does not apply to fancy colored diamonds. These stones are very rare and again extremely valuable. Those rare colors include pink, blue, yellow, red, green, orange, black, and white. And there's not a specific shade of each of these colors. Fancy colored diamonds can be found anywhere within those shades. And so usually if you're getting a fancy colored diamond, a lot of times it is a one of a kind. There aren't any other diamonds that are similar to it because of the shade and the size of the stone. Now do keep in mind that fancy colored diamonds can be substituted for a fake colored diamond. Of course, the fake colored diamond is not as valuable as the true stone, but if you're looking for a cheap alternative, you can have a man-made fake colored diamond put together. They just dye the diamond whatever color you're looking for. So it is an option. If you are purchasing a fancy colored diamond, make sure to get the papers on it. Make sure to look at the certification and see that it is in fact a true fancy colored diamond and not a man-made diamond, because if it is man-made, then the value's not there. So it's a good thing to keep that in mind with any diamond purchase, just to get that certification, because then you have the peace of mind that you are in fact buying a valuable piece. So that was just a quick overview of diamond colors. If you're looking for any more information about diamond purchasing or engagement rings, we've got tons of information on our website. Check it out. It's at www.qualityvintageengagement.rings.com.